Hi, I'm Vernon Shelton, and welcome to another episode of Brothers of Truth. And happy Thanksgiving. And I'm with my brother,
the Rev, Anthony Mason Sr. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
Yes, sir. Oh man, we got a wonderful one, man. Wonderful one, man. We're gonna be talking about, is child support a joke?
Oh man.
Ooh.
One of the biggest jokes. We're gonna get into it.
We're gonna get into it. We're gonna get into it.
One of the biggest jokes.
And another one too.
What's that?
Saggy pants.
Oh my goodness.
Man.
They just belts don't serve no purpose no more.
No purpose at all, man. No purpose at all. So right now, our episode, we're gonna get right into child support. Is child support a joke? What do you think, my brother?
Is child support a joke? In my personal opinion and perspective, child support is a big joke. One of the biggest jokes I've ever seen or heard of. You know, number one, it's very vindictive. I know in some instances you have deadbeat parents, and I'm not classifying dads or mothers, because you have single parent fathers and you have single parent mothers.
Go both ways.
It goes both ways.
Go both ways.
So we're not going to categorize one over the other.
Yeah.
You know, however, I do know that the percentage of money that goes to the parent is definitely not enough money to take care of a child.
Oh yeah.
But it is enough money to hinder that parent who has to pay that money from being successful in life.
Wow.
From succeeding.
Wow.
So it's kind of a negative that is never going to lead to a positive situation.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? It's just going, one negative thing is just going to create another negative thing. And it's just, you know, evil over evil. Evil over evil. You know, the relationships go separate ways. People don't communicate with each other anymore.
That's true. That's true.
The kid gets slighted.
That's true.
Because now the mother or is angry, so she want to keep the child from speaking to the daddy. You know, and the only thing that's being weighed in the balance is how much money am I getting every month.
Yeah, and it shouldn't be about money.
Mm-hmm.
And it's sad too, because you got some parents, like you saying, there could be a father, he take care of his kid.
Mm-hmm.
With the discipline and everything.
Exactly.
Once he starts seeing that kid turning in a different way, that's because it could be the mother turning the kid against him.
Indeed.
And saying, oh, he's not paying this and that, but he is paying his child support, and he is putting food on the table for his child, doing what he's supposed to do.
Indeed.
And it could go the other way around. The mother could be going through the same thing.
Exactly.
She could be turning around, seeing about her kid and everything, and the dad could be having the child turn against him. And that's sad, man.
That's sad.
That's real sad,
You know,
man. It hurts, man, because to see stuff like that, because it's a lot of parents, it's a lot of, like, things from, like, the devil.
Yeah.
They working towards each other, towards hate.
Yeah.
Hate is a powerful thing.
Oh,
man.
my goodness.
It's a very powerful thing, and it's all around. It's like affecting the mind. It's like the devil getting in that mind and hatching his eggs.
It's a cancer
Yes.
to the mind.
Yes.
Hate.
Yes, it is.
You know what
Yes,
I'm
it
saying? Hate comes from envy. That's the seed of hate. And envy produces a root, which is called jealousy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Because anytime you desire to have something that belongs to somebody else, or you envy somebody for maybe a characteristic trait or something that they have accomplished that you haven't accomplished, you know, it makes it hard for you to congratulate that individual.
It's true.
So that seed and that root produce hate.
Yeah.
And see, when people hate you, they even want to emulate you or get rid of you.
Yeah, they do. And then when somebody hates you too, they'll start an argument with you. Because hate is like a multiply thing, like when you pouring water on a gremlin. And it multiplies.
Oh my goodness.
You know what I mean? It multiplies. It multiplies through fake friends. It multiplies through people that say they're your friends. And it multiplies all over the world. It don't matter what it is. It's always out there. You can have somebody in front of you right now smiling in your face and cannot stand you. And it even go from a woman. You can have a woman jealous of a man. You can have a man jealous of a woman.
I was about to say,
See?
you find probably 80 to 90% of that in relationships.
Yeah, Ooh.
You see what I'm saying?
And that's when that child have to suffer from that. And the child support come in play. Oh, you know what? 1 minute, they had a good friendship. Notice this. Check it out. They had a good friendship. They not together. They build a bond. And they had that going on. Next thing you know, as she proceed to get into a new relationship, the relationship start easing away. And that's when she tell the child support. 1 minute he wasn't paying it now. He wasn't even paying it at all. And he was still taking care of his child and still sliding her money on the side, doing what she can.
Exactly.
When she got into that new relationship whatsoever, everything turned around. That happens too. That happens a lot. And sometimes it don't even happen from that. They still turn around and do it because they see them in a new relationship.
Yeah, and that's
funny. The hate.
That's
the hate.
That's so funny, you know, because I was having this discussion earlier with someone.
Oh, man.
You know, and what I was saying to them is, you know, sometimes you have to go beyond the child and try to find a happy medium with the parent, you know, and that's a difficult task to do, you know what I'm saying? But I think it can be done if it's done with persistency.
Oh, yes.
You see what I'm saying? Because
that and a lot of good communication.
Yeah, because if you talk to, and I'm saying this for a lot of the viewers out here that may be finding themselves in this situation, if you really take time out to stop being selfish and vindictive and just mean and nasty toward that other person that you sat there and had that child with, and just sit down and compromise, come to the table together, you can understand that if that child has a parent that desires to be in their life, that parent hasn't forsaken them. That parent is just not with you anymore. So you want to play the divide and conquer game by using the child. But here's the thing, what you put yourself in a difficult situation, because that parent desires to raise their child. They want to pour into that child. They want to spend money on that child. But instead, you go through the state. And what the state does, it makes that parent pay a percentage of their income to you each month. Wow. Not to the child, to you. Wow. And you know when you get that money, I don't care if it's $100 a week or what it is.
10,000, anything, yeah.
It doesn't compare to what that parent can do for that child.
That's true.
If you just keep the state out of business. Or what that parent can do for you.
Money gonna be here until we dead and gone.
Come on.
No matter what.
Come on.
No matter what. And this is another good topic too. What do you think about the man that went to jail for overpaying child support? Ooh-wee.
I tell you, there is no levels. It seems like there is no boundaries or levels to the ridiculousness in this world's judicial system.
Oh, man.
You know, I was speaking to the engineer about this earlier. You know, our cameraman. You know what I mean? That I believe the Constitution in itself needs to be rewritten.
Yes.
And the powers that be that render judgment in our judicial system need to be reevaluated. Yes. You see what I'm saying? Because you got judges killing people. You see what I'm saying?
Yes,
these are facts.
Yes, and then they judging of abortion.
Come on,
saying like pretty much like if you get raped, you gotta keep that child and let that child suffer.
Come on now, you got lawyers, which I don't have nothing against attorneys. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But you have lawyers who are just as corrupt as the person that they're representing.
They looking at them dollar signs.
Yeah, you got police officers who got just as much dope in the streets as the dope man.
And doing it.
You see what I'm saying? But then at the end of the day, those who are not under the oath or wearing the uniform, they get judged by these people.
Yes. Yes.
And how can one evil cancel out the other evil? The scripture says, can Satan cast out Satan? No. Man. Why would he want to?
Man.
Satan wants evil on all levels.
And wanted to spread.
And
it continue to spread because they letting it win.
And that's what I'm saying.
Yep.
about our judicial system. You take a man and you lock him up for paying too much money on child support. So, I mean, what was the basis of that? Was it tax evasion? What was it? Was it, I mean,
I don't get it.
How does it make sense?
Oh, man.
You see what I'm saying?
Yes. Yes.
You know, it's getting ridiculous. When people can't afford to pay child support, then you want to attack their driver's license.
Yes.
One thing I learned when I was a child.
They attack a lot, Pastor.
Exactly. They attack.
Sorry to interrupt you, but they attack a lot.
You know,
ahead.
so you know what that means, brother? When they attack these different things, the attack is basically on your growth. They know if they can stagnate your growth, it's a matter of time before you die.
Oh, yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Because if you ain't moving, then you regressing.
Wow. It's almost like Superman, like touching
Kryptonite.
Yeah, to hurt you.
It's a kryptonite.
It's a way for them to hurt you, to damage you.
Exactly.
To damage you. And then at the end of the day, they looking like a fool because they letting them do it.
Mm-hmm.
You sitting there letting them corrupt your mind. It remind me of something to corrupt your mind and everything like that, and to make y'all two turn against each other. One minute y'all just grew a good bond, and y'all had a beautiful, wonderful child.
Exactly.
Man, I ain't never really heard, where did it come from, Pastor? For real, where did child support come from? Seriously, have you ever heard from it back in the days?
You know, child support is not a thing that's been around since the beginning. You know, child support is something new because it was basically designed to be a blanket for or a contingency or some kind of partnership with subsidized living.
Oh, okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because basically they knew that if they were pushing men out of the home or, you know, at that time, you know what I mean? But because now, like I said, you have fathers who are single parent, who are single parents who have custody of their children. You know what I'm saying? Just as well as you have mothers. But back then, in the early 70s, subsidized housing was on an all-time rise.
Oh, okay.
Projects were being built all over the place.
Okay.
And you can go as far as back to the plan of this, back when Langston Hughes wrote the poem A Dream Deferred, when they destroyed Harlem and started building all those projects. When Harlem was one of the biggest thriving black communities there was during a time of degradation.
Wow.
And segregation and racism. Harlem was booming with black entrepreneurs.
Wow.
Wealthy. But then what they do is they build a bunch of projects and create subsidized housing, which what happens when they do subsidized housing? They make the mother live without a man.
Oh, no, yes. Because they make it as if she have a man living with them, they kick her out.
You see what I'm saying?
So yes. So it's basically pretty much not saying nothing wrong with child support, but I got to get this off my chest. It's something they made up.
It's something they made up. And this was made up in 1975.
Wow.
See how short-lived this is?
Yes.
1975.
Wow.
Because they say, oh, the state can only do for so much. We're going to have to get these mothers some extra support.
Wow.
So we'll make these fathers pay child support.
Wow.
And it didn't start not to cut you off, bro, but it didn't start to just recently where now they want to attack your driver's license. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Your car, what they own, everything they own, they want it.
They want it.
They said they could take it from you.
Mm-hmm.
So that's like you pretty much handing your rights over, Pastor.
Right.
Seriously. Like you ain't got no rights.
Absolutely.
You have none at all. And you got a beautiful, gorgeous child that's growing up seeing their father suffer or their mother suffering.
Absolutely.
From something that should be avoided.
Absolutely.
Should be avoided.
So,
you know?
Absolutely. So watch this. If the mothers out there, or the fathers, if you have a parent who wants to be a part of their child's life, and the only thing that's stopping them is you, I think you need to put your pride aside, put that selfishness away, And you need to create an opportunity for that person to have a conversation with you and find out how y'all can come to an agreement, establish it on paper. Yes. Y'all can go get it notarized and sign it both. That way he keeps to his agreement, you keep to yours. And if y'all break the agreement, then y'all go to court. But you want to keep the state out of your business because at the end of the day, the child loses. Yeah. It's a large percentage of these children who are falling to the wayside as they get older because of the tug of war effect from when they lived in a single parent
making them suffer for no reason.
No reason.
You know? And a child shouldn't go through that.
Exactly.
That. You know what I mean?
Everybody
should have a better bond.
You calling your child and you snatching the phone from him because it's his daddy and you know, and you boop.
Upset because he in a new relationship or she in a new relationship.
Either or, vice versa.
Stop letting the devil take over.
Come on now.
That's so sad. Letting the devil take over everything. You know? But outside of that, you can say whatever you want to say, Pastor.
I just think I want to encourage our kings and queens out here to live with a higher understanding, exercise the greatest muscle that God gave us, that's your brain. Only when you use your brain, it becomes a mind. You see what I'm saying? If you're not using it, it's just a brain. A brain means it's sitting dormant, which means you could become a mutation. You see what I'm saying? If you have to use your brain, you know what I mean? And I just think that we need to stop letting the powers that be control our families and our villages, our societies, our social groups, and we need to use our own minds to overcome and sustain these situations. I don't encourage any family dividing and conquering a parent from their child, especially when they want to be involved. Now, in the scripture, it says that if your mother or father forsake you, I, the Lord thy God, will lift you up and place your head upon a rock. And what that means is God will give, if you just take that child to God, find a local church to present that child to, God will reestablish that child to a stronger foundation where he'll never fail or she will never fail. If the parent does not want nothing to do with the child. But stop fighting these parents who want to be in their child's life.
That's it.
That's the bottom line.
That's it. Better communication, be better, and keep the devil out your situations. I'm Vernon Shelton, his Brothers of Truth, and I'm with my brother,
the Rev Anthony Mason Sr.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving. You shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. Peace.